What do you know about clay?
Not much. Nothing, thanks.
So, clay is like soil, but it has some specific capabilities. So it's plastic, so you can play with your hands and it doesn't fall off, it doesn't break. And when you fire it, usually above 700 degrees Celsius, it can become solid. And it doesn't, it only breaks, it doesn't weather though with water or anything.
Molto video, devo lavorare, quindi ho deciso che non fai così.
Du är proffs.
It's one of the first things, well, the first artifacts are made possibly out of bone, if you've ever seen anything, like I mean from the first humans. The first artifacts are actually made out of bone. But we know we have the first pots, I think around 30 or 35,000 years ago. And we believe it was made by accident. So someone was playing with mud, which happened to be clay, because you can find clay in many sources around the world. And possibly they threw it in the fire just for no reason, and they found out that it can become something else after it's fired. One piece, you said? Or how many pieces?
Hi, I'm Edwin and I'm from Sweden.
Hi, I'm Bara and I'm from Czech Republic.
Hi, I'm Emma and I'm from Spain.
And today we're going to interview Gabriela, who is doing pottery. And we have some questions for you. And I think we'll start with, when did you start doing pottery?
Okay, I started in 2013 when I was doing my master's in Athens. In Athens there's a museum about the pottery from the last 2 centuries. It's called from the new, let's say contemporary Greek pottery. But it's not about modern pottery, it's only about the past 2 centuries. So they're doing courses, and a friend of mine told me to go, and it was very nice because we had the chance to just go help as we were students. They allowed us to go help with putting kilns and cleaning and everything, and we traded that for the free pottery lessons. Yeah. So we started learning everything just by helping around at the museum.
Yeah. And why did you want to learn doing pottery?
I think from my studies as an archaeologist, we deal a lot with pottery, like most of it is dealing with pottery. And I think I always had the curiosity to learn how they're made, all the things we find in excavations, and I found it as a great chance to learn how they work, I mean the technology behind it.
Yeah.
So my question is, what does your job offer?
You mean as a potter?
Yeah.
It's very creative, for starters. I mean, being an artist is on its own very relaxing, and at the same time you can express yourself, and at the same time it can also give you a way of living, which is amazing if you can combine it at the end. And also I find it very nice to teach other people how to deal with pottery. And it's very nice when you find ways to transmit that knowledge and that love about the material, and you see that the students like it. It's very gives you joy.
Where did you learn this art?
Where?
Yes.
As I said, the basic things I learned them in this Contemporary Pottery Museum in Athens. But then I moved to Crete after a bit before I finished my masters. I moved here. So I found a potter in Heraklion who taught me how to do wheel-thrown pottery. And I think most of it I learned it here in Crete. All my experience is here. And I think my pottery is very inspired by the Cretan tradition and everything.
For how many years have you been doing this job?
From 2013 I started learning, but mostly I did it as a hobby. We did it as a hobby, and it's the past 3 years that we started giving some lessons and having some pottery courses, and actually making and selling some of our pottery.
How many hours does it take?
How many hours? You mean to make something? Oh, it depends. It can take. I mean, the wheel is something much faster than the handmade pottery. So you can sit on the wheel for an hour and make 5 or bowls or whatever, or 10 mugs, let's say. But if you do handmade, it can take you an hour to make one thing. So it's much slower. But it's the handmade is more. You involve much more with the material, so it's more creative and more. You don't have the help of the wheel.
What is the preparation before you start?
Okay, now we mostly have industrial clay, which is you buy it as you saw in this bag, and it's already wedged from the factory and everything. So we just cut a piece, we wedge it a bit, and then we can start working with it. But there's also the way to make your own clay, which is much more complicated. So you have to find the source of the clay, then make it a powder, and then sieve it, mix it with water, and then leave it in the sun, wedge it all the time, and then you have to. I mean, it takes days and days to have it ready in order to work it. But that's the way they were making clay. I mean, before 50 years ago or something, when they started having the factory-made clay, which is the same clay, but it's made just easily made and wedged with machines and not with your hands.
Yeah.
That's all.
So I think that's all the questions we have. Thank you for this interview.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the workshop.
We certainly did.
Nice.
Thank you.